a dope move by Steve.
Yeah. It's a big game. Who you know that got it behind the scenes like behind the O-line soon as the QB say hype. It's big game, big game. Analysis from the player's point of view. Injuries, big trades, player news. Yeah, sector competition, and he play with Tony Dungy. Better listen, I'm talking about Big Game Sports Buzz. Said everything you need and more. Yeah. Big Game Sports Buzz. I thought I told you once before. We call him Big Game James. Yeah, Big Game James. Big Game.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is that time of the evening. That's right, it is that time of the week. It is Big Game Sports Buzz, where the sports fanatic and the pro athlete get together and talk about all things sports. I am J-Stogs, the buff nerd. Let's go. And of course, I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the reason why this podcast is called what it's called. Big Game James. What up, dude?
What's up, Stogs?
I want to come with a little different energy tonight.
I feel it. You startled me a little bit. You made me jump like an old man, dog. I really don't like jumping like that. Don't be scaring a brother like you just did, bro.
Hey, man, it means that way sometimes. Yo, thank you all for joining in to this week's edition of Big Game Sports Buzz, a game with the sports fanatic and the pro athlete get together to talk about sports. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this podcast with your friends, your family, and your frenemies. Make sure that, hey, you're clicking over from the game. I thought it was over. Apparently it wasn't. We're going to talk about it. But in the meantime, what you could do?
In between time. Oh, sorry. That was that old Houdini came out. The freaks come out at night on me.
You know what? You can go ahead and while you're listening to your favorite Houdini song, you can share a coffee. Why should you share a coffee? That way we don't have to listen to Big Game do that. We can do something and listen to something else. It'll be fun. Share a coffee.
Man, it's not share coffee. It's buy me a coffee.
Share a coffee, buy a coffee, whatever. What up, Big Sherm?
What up, Sharon? What up, Chris Cole? How you doing? Hey, Chris Cole.
Chris.
My story on Pewter Perspective made me make that a down tonight.
There you go, Chris Cole. And there it is. And we'll see which one it is. So make sure that you're checking out all the other podcasts and shorts that are put on here on the BGSC network. Big Game Sports and Entertainment, where they both collide. It's the network. Collide. I'm on one tonight. You see this. It's going to be fun tonight.
Where's your cup at, bro? You got a cup tonight?
Usually I do, man, but tonight it might be straight bottle.
You had that kind of day? You going straight to the face with it?
Man, look, I've had that kind of day, about to have one tomorrow, and nobody's in the house.
Well,
let's go.
When it's like that.
Days? Man, you having one of them days?
Mm-hmm.
That's a beautiful day. You just be like, you know what? I'm just going to drink straight out of the milk carton. Don't even care. That's a good day. Hey, man, I see you doing some stuff. You ticking, clacking, and kicking and clacking. Let's go.
All right, brother.
Let's go hit it. What?
It's time for the 4 Downs. That's right. The hottest sports news around. BGSB presents 4 Downs.
That's right. These are the headlines we want to talk about with you. Go Indy indeed. Untamed. What's up? Is that Untamed?
Untamed is what it says, bro. Hey, man, hell of a game. Man, dude. I'm not.
Let's
gonna
start
lie.
right there.
I thought honestly, NBA
Yeah.
Finals was kicked off. The Indiana Pacers have just been that type. That whole team. It's like to me, one first and foremost for both of these smaller market teams to be in the finals. I think it's a great thing. I think it's great for the NBA, great for basketball. But dude, ever since I read the article about Tyrese Halliburton being called overrated, it's made me root for Indiana. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I still think OKC's gonna win this series, but at the same time, it is hard to pick against Tyrese Halliburton and what he does for that team and the belief he has. And for them to come back and play the way they did, it is like you can't. I don't even really think that you can fall. OKC for how they played. Indiana just does not go away. They do not. They're like, we ain't never scared. They bone crusher, fool. We ain't never scared.
Okay. I see what you did there. Wasn't sure where you were going, but there you went. Here's what I'll say. Tyrese Halliburton, I was a bit concerned as I'm not watching this game, but really kind of looking at the box score and saying, okay, 10 points in the third quarter. That's a bit concerning. OKC really had this game in hand as, again, I'm watching bits and pieces and I'm looking at the score and I'm looking at the box score and I'm saying, okay, all right, they're going to take game one, which makes sense. They're not going to sweep. There's no way they're going to sweep. I didn't believe that at all. But I think people are not talking about Siakam enough. I think he really carried this team in this game to allow Tyrese Halliburton to be that guy. And, listen, I like Siakam. Yes, he's wiry, skinny, whatever you want to call him. But he is really kind of the new version of what the power forward looks like in the NBA today. You don't need that thick guy in the middle that's always defending and rebounding. He's the guy that's kind of just a Swiss Army knife, and to me, that's what Siakam is. OKC lost the series just like NY did. Game one disaster is officially on. I don't think they lost the series.
Yeah, I won't say the series is lost already, Sherm. I think that's like I don't think you can throw in the towel off of one game. Now, what they did though, being up like you were and letting the Pacers come back, you gave them confidence that they can play with you. And I think maybe it diminishes home court a little bit. But the series is the team is too good to just say that the entire series would be over after giving up game one. I'm not going to go that far. I would be a fool to do that. No, homeboy, you're a fool.
Yeah, no.
And I wouldn't say that. Sorry.
No, and they didn't take that hard. I think here's what's great about OKC, and we've seen this throughout the series that they've had, the series, I guess you could say, is they will get down. They may lose a game that you would say, oh, they should have won that. They'll come right back. They're young. They bounce back. They've had some disastrous games, even that Minnesota game where they just got pounded. And it was like, ooh, that's horrible. And they came right back and said, okay, yeah, we lost, but hey, we're ready. We're here to go. Okay, look, all this hella that is not. And I'm hoping you're saying hell yeah.
No, hella Bay Area, homeboy. Hey, hella fine, hella funny. We hella crazy. Right now, you're hella annoyed. You know what I'm saying?
You hella right.
Hey, right now I'm hella funny too. My bad.
You hella wrong. All right, so I think this is going to be a great finals. This is going to be a great finals. I'm glad to see Indy in this. I don't agree that the small markets, you have to have them in there at some point in time. It's going to be nice to have a new champion. Not the same old, but I don't know, man.
Stogs, you think you said you're watching In and Out and you're going box score because when I understand, but the gig's the gig, bro, and you got to do what you got to do. But the arena, the atmosphere, and the thing is, it's gonna be the same way in Indiana. Not to say that the big markets wouldn't be like that, but I like seeing Joe the plumber sitting right next to Barry the doctor in OKC, opposed to a whole row of celebrities.
So to that point, and this is what I was actually going to allude to, was it's great because it gives you the college basketball feel, right?
I never thought about it like that.
In OKC, this gives you that tournament type feel, that NCAA tournament feel on the pro level, where these are guys that, yes, they're in small markets. Your clientele, your fans, this is all they got. There's really nothing else. Yes, there's professional teams in Indianapolis. I'm not saying they don't have them there. They don't have them in OKC, but they can root for, a couple of different teams. But realistically, they say, this is ours, and we love this. And so there aren't any other options to go to in Oklahoma City tonight. I promise you there's not. When they get to Indianapolis, realistically, there are not many options to go to on a Thursday night or hell, even a Saturday night or a Monday night for sure.
Hey man, don't
it's just not.
Down, dog. They have some stuff to do with.
Yes, they're going bonkers. I'm not going to go to sleep on Nap Town, even though it's literally Nap Town where you do take a nap, which is go to sleep.
That's not how they got its name, just because the word nap is in there. Indianapolis, not Indian. Man, I hate you, man, sometime, bro. And after I said Nap Town, I was like, he's going to say something very clever because he's the buff nerd. I'd be damned. Hey,
I do that sometimes.
Hey, please like, subscribe, smash the bell, hit that thumbs up because J-Stogs is really on one.
Let's go to second down, man. Actually, no, let's stay here because we got to stay. Well, this is part of your oh hell no, but we definitely have to talk about it a little bit. Oh, for sure. For some reason, the New York Knicks are the New York Knicks, and they're always New York Knicks stuff. I.e., they decided, hey, look, we know that in the past 5 seasons, you took this team to 4 playoffs. You took them to the Eastern Conference Finals. Even though you had Cat on your team, Tibbs, you're out. Dude, it's like, I don't even understand it.
I think that's such a raw deal, dog. Like, Tibbs is an old school coach, and the game has changed. Yes, I understand that. But really off of a matchup that just wasn't a great matchup for them against the Pacers, and shit, the way it look right now, the Pacers might be a tough matchup for everybody. I'm going to give Rick Carlisle some credit because there was times when Rick Carlisle was in Dallas, I had some bad things to say about him, bro. I really did. And he's kind of revitalized. Like, this is one thing I can say. Old school people say, man, game recognized game. Rick Carlisle realized what he needed to do to adjust his coaching style to fit the younger generation of players. Because I heard one of the biggest knocks on Rick Carlisle was his way of addressing younger people.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson in particular,
and Andy Reid kind of said the same. He had the same thing in football. Like, you got to kind of give it to these guys because, like, it's my way or the highway. Well, bitch, you the one on the highway now, Tibbs. Be careful. But this is knee jerk. And I think the New York Knicks, it's funny when you start having sayings like the New York Knicks are nicking again or doing Nick-like things. And it's been so hard for them to find a decent enough coach to get them now. Was this their best chance? Yes. That being that market it is, being able to sell yourself to different players, I think you give him another chance. I think you give him another year. You don't knee-jerk react. And then they're saying Cat played hurt this last series.
You mean his coochie?
Hush your mouth. What did it say?
his pocketbook?
His cootie? So you said all they hurt was his cootie cat?
I'm sorry. That was a knee-jerk reaction.
God damn. Well, here it is. We're live, folks. Coming to you live from Big Game Studios.
His cooter hurt?
The cooter puff hurt.
His pocketbook? I mean,
So
Look.
you think that's you think that's a whole what's the word of garbage? That's a crock.
Cap.
That's why did you whisper it in your microphone like that? That was funny. Like you said,
Cap.
cap.
Bro, look, I watched him play this game. I watched the series. No, he was not hurt. The only thing hurt was his cooter. He was getting taken to, he was missing assignments on defense. He didn't get back. He complained damn near about everything.
The defense was horrible. The defense rotation was bad. You're right. You're right.
He looked lost, and it's like, dude, you've been there now for a minute. You know what you're supposed to do. What's the problem?
But we know all these NBA guys don't like to play defense, Jay. You know it's bad too, where they can go when they can go, hey, he's a two-way player because he plays a little bit hard on the defensive end. That's a problem within itself.
Listen, I don't know if you noticed, but they got Slender Man playing over on OKC by the name of Chet Holmgren. Okay.
If you do not know who Slender Man is, please look him up. Please.
You don't have to look him up. It's Chet Holmgren. That's who it is. He's Slender Man come alive. Bro, this dude is slight. Now, if you don't know what that word means, look it up. And right next to it in Wikipedia, there's Chet Holmgren. He is slight. Okay? Like he makes KD look like he's on 600-pound life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
stop. It's not.
No.
Hey, you can't do that because you distract me. You ever see Dr. No? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey y'all, please put Dr. No on IG and just watch the voiceovers that they do on 600-Pound Life. I'm not making fun of anybody's weight, but when I say those are the best voiceovers,
think about it
on TV.
KD, Chet Holmgren, 600-Pound Life. I'm just saying that's how skinny this guy is. So, but he plays defense. That's the point. OKC plays defense. They play defense. So I go ahead.
My bad.
Well, I was just gonna say this whole idea that young players don't play defense anymore. No one wants to get coached up. I don't believe that.
Okay, gotcha.
I just don't believe that because I'm seeing teams get coached up, play defense.
Okay. So do you think that's just a Carl Anthony Towns decision that he's made that he's not going to change?
Absolutely.
Can I give you
Absolutely.
that?
Absolutely.
Well, who do you think fits? Do you think Mike Malone, the old Nuggets coach, gets that job in New York? Do you think he candidate? Because a lot of people say Rick Pitino. Pitino said he's not leaving college basketball to come back to that.
No. Pitino had his chance. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, twice. No, leave him there. He's good where he is.
I think he loves the college game too much. I don't think Pitino wants to touch that game at all.
Well, I mean, it's like Saban going to the NFL. You know, it's like, ooh, that's just not the no. Go back to no.
I feel it.
Yeah, I think I've heard Udoka down in Houston. I don't think he should leave.
No, don't.
Yeah,
I don't stay where you are, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a nice young nucleus. You did well with that team. You got them playing. Don't touch that New York.
Yeah, no, that's not
They are a store.
Yeah, I think they'll chew them up, spit them out.
I agree.
I just don't think that's the good place for him. I've heard Mark Jackson. I've heard.
Will Mark Jackson get a chance to coach? Will Mark Jackson ever get a chance to coach? What did this man do that was so bad, bro?
I think it's kind of the same way of the Tibbs,
that's a Rusty Strickland, whoever said that's a good Rusty. That's a good.
This game reminded me a lot of game winner 1995 finals in Orlando and Houston. Yeah. The problem here with the Knicks is you still do have Cat there.
Mm-hmm.
You have a good team outside of him, but you're going to have to really relate and be able to get that team in a position to, I think, trust each other. I think you need to get Jalen to trust the rest of the team.
But do you need a lot of people like Jay Will, your girl Monica McNutt? They're all saying that the Knicks need another big name that can help handle the ball and not put so much pressure on Jalen Brunson.
No. As I'm imagining Central Florida resident, yeah.
Hey man, that series there, I was like, yeah, young Shaq and Penny got this. I drank the Kool-Aid after game one. I did.
Yeah.
I was in college when that went down. And
yeah, the dream is the dream.
Like I was saying, the king of dream, he showed how he got his nickname.
Yeah.
Grown ass man, dog.
Yeah, and I've seen this too. KD in New York.
I don't think he's a fit in New York. I don't think that's a good fit. I think Minnesota with Ant-Man might not be bad, but what are they going to have to give up to Phoenix to get him? Because he's still under contract. But with the no trade clause, maybe there's some different things he can kind of.
They can have Cat. They can have Cat.
You still need Cat. Because there's games in that series against the Pacers they don't win if Cat doesn't finally have the light go off.
You still need Cat?
They need Cat. I think they do, bro.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah, man, you got to sound like your son when he won his way.
No.
Cat sound like.
Yeah, that's what Cat.
I heard it. I know exactly what you mean, bro. It's funny. Yeah, he reminds you of a kid. You like, say, bro, shut up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the whole Shaq and Penny, that's actually a really good. I don't know if it's a 30 for 30. Actually, it is. It's 30 for 30. This magic moment.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. That boy.
Yeah.
Hey man,
and it's heartbreaking.
When I moved to Tampa, Tampa doesn't have a basketball team, so the closest thing is the Orlando Magic. A lot of people, they're Magic fans. Yeah. When I say that still rocked that community in 1998, I got there, shit, they was mad about Shaq leaving Orlando. Yeah. And he did tell a local coming there, but if you watch the 30 for 30, his whole intention was to stay until his agent got on the phone and said, hey, man, Jerry West is ready to do this. And I think it was an offer too sweet that he couldn't turn down. Yeah, for sure. And hey, look, I think everyone was a Bucks fan at some point in their feeling when Doug Williams was there. Because that's the creamsicles, man. So if you hate on creamsicles, you just hate life. That's my true belief. That's just my true belief, man. When you got I don't know how to take you right now, bro. I feel like there's something behind that.
Nope, not at all.
Okay, cool. Appreciate you, bro. I just be careful with you sometimes, dog. I just really don't know.
Dude, I love the creamsicles. The cream that was one of. Remember, we did a top 5. Best uniforms. Yeah, creamsicles is one. It's Doug Williams is definitely one of those. Steve Young.
Yeah. Can I tell you something though, man?
Go ahead.
Honestly, because when I got drafted, the pewter uniforms were probably 3 years in, so fairly new. I was like, thank God. I don't know if I would have wanted to play in the creamsicles, but it wasn't until later on when you're around the franchise, you're around different people, you meet different people. Mr. Leroy Selman was an amazing guy to talk to and be around, to have him come back and kind of drop knowledge on different things to really make you appreciate, the whole history of Tampa and why those uniforms are, still significant in team history. Yeah. But at first I was like, bruh, if they would have drafted me with that Buccaneer Bruce on the side, Buccaneer Bruce, I don't even know, bruh. But I mean, learning the history and seeing it now, I can really appreciate it. But when you're 23 years old, you think you're gonna look like a orange creamsicle. You're gonna come out like looking like I look like a Wonder Pop.
Say, man, I tell you what, I'd rather have that than the Jacksonville Jaguar lime green crap that they have or whatever that is.
It's teal, but you don't like that?
Oh no.
Dude, we need so next I know we're gonna be on hiatus for like 10 days for a while.
Yes.
For a week. We're gonna miss a week. But we need to do the top 5 ugliest NFL uniforms.
That's easy. Eagles, Giants, Eagles. That's easy.
6, but it's hate. Also, you know, we're gonna keep it all the way 100.
Nah, for real. Hey, let's
write that down.
Write that.
Put a sticky note on your computer, bro.
I got you. You know I'm gonna forget it as soon as we get done with this. Let's get to this because I actually want to kind of talk about this. The first time Giannis says he's open to trade, what's a good destination for him?
You know, for so long, they talk about how Giannis was so true to Milwaukee in that market. Mm-hmm. And to me, Giannis is part of the problem of the Bucks' demise. Going out, one Adrian Griffin going, one in Doc Rivers to come in as the coach. You got what you wanted. Mm-hmm. Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
A lot of those pieces that they have in a championship team, it's like they just move smaller pieces around. I didn't think that fall was going to be as bad as it was. Yes, they had some injuries, some other things happened, but
yeah,
Giannis asked for a lot of this himself. Now, that being said, for him now to finally come out and say it, I'm cool with that. I appreciate the honesty because I don't want, you know, what Rusty said a few minutes ago. Tell me you signed it back, and then we look up and your ass is gone, like Shaq did Orlando, right?
Yeah.
Hey man, let them know what's going on. Let them know you don't want to be there. You're not happy with everything. Find a team that you can go to and try to win. Because the thing is, it's gonna be hard now to build up that super team. The way things are now, like his time to shine might just be done, bro.
You know, okay, so this is interesting, and I'm going to read this.
Okay.
I'm going to read this. San Antonio, Houston. Rockets have the draft capital. They do. And Trae Young would look great on the Magic. Orlando gets Trae Young and the rest of their guys back, and they could be this year's Pacers. I don't think so for this simple reason. Trae Young is not that type of player that would fit, in my opinion, in Orlando the way it is structured right now.
What?
Trae Young has to have the ball all the time or most of the time, at least the way that it has been since he's been in the league. Now, maybe there's something different in Orlando he does. Maybe the coach does something, but, you know, I just don't see it. Giannis in San Antonio, Houston, I don't see San Antonio mainly because of the bigs you have there now.
But Giannis is like that stretch player. He's a big body, but he can play multiple things. So him and Wemby together would be fine.
Yeah. But you still, I still, when you're looking at that 3 through 4, or even at 2 through 4, or it's 5, I'm sorry, that's a lot. That's a lot. And Giannis can handle the ball somewhat. That's still a lot. Yeah, he's a ball stopper, man. He's a ball stopper. When the ball gets in his hand, it does not move. And that's the issue that I have with Trae. He's a talent. He is a talent. But the ball doesn't move, and Orlando needs that. They actually do really well.
That's a good team. That's a good young team, man. And your boy from Duke, I'm a big fan of him, man.
Let's see. Orlando gives Atlanta Wendell Carter, Anthony Black, Cole Anthony, and Gary Harris, and some picks. Also, Trae would be much better and have a better attitude playing with Paolo and France. Ooh, but you're giving up a lot to get Trae.
But for those guys that they're giving up to help fill it with role players, it's not really a bad deal. I mean, you think about what Cole Anthony never turned into the player they thought he was going to be.
Yeah, I understand. But, okay, so after that, though, who you got? Because that's just 4 players, and you're giving up picks. So,
I mean, I'm not saying like whenever you give up like more than 2 for 1, it's big, bro. I understand that because now you have to fill that team with something else. I totally get it. But for Orlando's sanity, that might be a thing or a way to go, bro.
Yeah. I think they shouldn't do it. I think that they are building it the best way, in that you get your pieces, you get your coach, you get your nucleus, and you just start building around it.
I mean, I'm not mad at that.
And you get your star. If you're trying to put a star inside of that,
I'm a big fan of Paolo too. I'm a big fan of his, man.
Yeah.
I liked him at Duke, and he's even better now in the league. Like I get a chance to, well, I don't really get a chance because I don't really see Orlando. Yo, Drew, what's up, man? Two giant goofballs. I mean, y'all, hey, if you're a Giants fan by chance, or just like good NFL content, check out my man Drew on Two Giant Goofballs, man. Do a great job.
And we're definitely gonna have to get together for the NFC East
roundtable.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, hey, man, this is a nice little W design that you see.
I don't know.
Thanks, Drew, for helping us out.
Why
on
you
that.
acting like that? Why are you acting like that? Oh my God.
What I do, big dog?
Yeah, whenever we do it.
Hey, man,
nobody wants to talk about the NFC South.
Make sure y'all check out that latest episode of Blurtitude also.
Well, I don't know when they're going to check that out because we have the Buff Nerd podcast. I know we got that.
That's what I meant. Shut it. That's what I meant.
Nobody thought, let's get them junk and dirty birds into why. You
got to. It wouldn't be a round table if you just had two teams.
Oh, those? Yeah, okay. We can get those. I thought he was talking about those.
Oh, the Dirty Birds. Nah,
Yeah.
he meant the Eagles, homie.
The Eagles. Yeah, the Eagles. I'm down with it. Man, look, we haven't even got to the second down. Let's get into it and let's get there quick.
That's cool because we don't have a fourth down, so we're good.
Bet. It's what it is tonight. Steelers sign their guy. They finally get him. Well, he's agreed to sign. He actually hasn't signed yet. He's supposed to sign.
It's
tomorrow.
gonna happen, bro. If he pump fake after getting this deep into letting the news run today, that man might not be alive, man. Somebody might kill him, dog.
Nah, it's douche Dodgers, man. It's douche Dodgers. He's going to do something douchey. So
I'm gonna say something, bro, and I don't like this. I'm all for the players having a voice and the players getting done what they want done, because we know how much of NFL players' life is dictated through owners and everything else. And I'm gonna touch on that on my old hell nah. But bro,
sorry,
what?
I just read Rusty's. I'm sorry. If Tampa had an NBA team, then James Harden would definitely sign with them because Tampa has the best titty bars in America, and that is what Harden bases decisions on.
He would be a legend in Mons Venus or 2001 Space Odyssey. Yes, sir.
I would have thought Atlanta, though.
It depends. You know, Tampa, you're gonna get you some variety. Atlanta, it's mostly the down south southern sisters.
Yeah, I hear you. Mars Venus's office. Okay. It's more rubbing tugs and bars. Hello, we're going to Tampa. All right, so let's move on.
Hey man,
let's go.
Some things are better left unsaid, Drew.
Yeah,
that part.
You're saying
Aaron Rodgers,
douche Dodgers.
Yeah, I don't like this. Is my thing, and I know how you feel about Aaron Rodgers, Jay. If anybody's catching us for the first time, they may not understand how you feel about him and need to know. I know how you feel about him, and I know I might be able to guess what you're going to say. This whole thing, I'm glad it's over with. I mean, I hope you go ahead and sign. I'm glad it's done because I got sick of hearing about it. To me, though, Pittsburgh Steelers being the franchise that you've been for so long and being able to handle business and do things the right way, I feel like you've let one guy kind of grab you by the balls and be able to tell you what you're going to do and not do and dictate everything. And to me, I'm like, did y'all see what this man looked like last year in New York? And y'all let him come in to dictate what you put all your eggs in one bag. And the thing is, this is what somebody told me today in a group chat.
They done did all this just to not get past Baltimore or Cincinnati. Damn.
Hey, it just lets you know how much they don't believe in Mason Rudolph. And he can say what he wants to,
Bro, come. You know
What?
that's like J-Stogs. I could tell you everything you wanted to hear right now. And you would look at me and just when you just know I'm full of shit, you like, damn, big game. Every time the Steelers talked about Mason Rudolph, that my bullshit meter was like on 10.
You know, he's got a lot of good stuff. He's done a lot of good things. He's been in the building before. You know, he's a good leader. You know, when we drafted him. Come on, man, stop it.
Done.
Stop it. And yes, that's a great question. Who is he throwing it to? DK Metcalf? Okay, sure. He was out in Cali. They were throwing the ball around. That's great.
He'll probably end up with all the same people that was let go by the Jets that he had coming from Green Bay.
Probably. They're going to run the ball a lot. That's what they're going to do. He's not going to have the numbers that he once had. And I'm very curious as to see what people are going to say when they're like, hey, you're not throwing a lot.
Damn.
And
Andrew made a good point in this comment. I'm just saying.
let me see. They did all this to be good enough not to not get a QB in the draft.
So, yeah.
But that's Pittsburgh MO, though. They are always just good enough to not get high enough to get a good or franchise-changing QB. This is every year with them. They always make the playoffs. Therefore, they will never be in that top 5, 10, 15, whatever, 16 teams because they go 9 and 8 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they make the playoffs in not as crappy NFC South division, but just as, and there you go. And so, yeah, it's they're not going to be able to draft anyone high. They're going to have to trade. But what do they have to trade? Nothing.
I feel like this will be the year when things don't go the way they want them to. Mike Tomlin will be let go.
I was going to ask you that.
Your whole career is hinging on the performance of Aaron Rodgers.
Sherm, I do not believe this was a Tomlin call.
I don't think so at all. I think this is past Tomlin. Mm-hmm. I think if it was up to Tomlin, he would have gotten a different quarterback in a draft or something else. To me, I feel like you let Russell Wilson end up taking over for Fields, so you said you can continue to develop him, let him learn, it'd be easy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know it's, OTAs and workouts. Justin Fields is looking pretty good in New York right now. I thought they should have kept him. Let Russ go, kept one of the two, and then still draft for future. I'm never against you drafting for future, but man.
Yeah. No, does Tomlin maybe deep down care too much about never being under 5? Yes. I do believe he cares about not being. He doesn't want to ruin that record.
That's a hell of a question, man. And the thing is, I
think it's fair.
It is very fair.
I mean, how many coaches has Pittsburgh had since its inception?
What, 5?
No,
Something
I think
like
that? 4?
So Chuck Noll was in a long time. Did Cowher come out the Noll?
I almost want to say, I think there was one between them.
Let me check, bro. I'm not trying to be funny. They not had a lot of coaches at all.
It's either 3 or 4. Yeah, since the merger, only 3. So it was Noll, Cowher, and Tomlin.
Shit.
So just think about that. So yes, it matters. He doesn't want to be that one that ruins that record.
Wow, bro. Before Noll, it was John Victor McNally for 13 years. Then Chuck Noll, then Bill Cowher, and then
Mike Tomlin. So they're not – they like consistency. And I'm cool with that. It's beautiful. But at some point, they're going to say, okay,
this can't be right. Oh, you said since the merger.
Since the merger, yeah.
They've had other. Okay. That's because that would have been AFL and not. Okay.
Yeah. No. Only 5 or 6 losing records since the merger. So when you take all of that into account, and I can tell you those losing records was like Cowher's first years, and it was before Roethlisberger. So, and actually, I think he had a losing record. I think Roethlisberger had a losing record as well.
I mean,
like his last season.
That's cool. This saga of Aaron, and it's a 1-year deal. Like, you're renting a quarterback, like Drew said, just to be good enough not to be able to use your quarterback. I mean, to draft a good quarterback next year.
Yeah. Like they don't get out of the AFC. You can't tell me that the Steelers as they're built right now with Aaron Rodgers is better than Kansas City, Buffalo, the Ravens, Cincinnati. Like that's 4 teams in the AFC that you're not better than. And at least one of them's in your division. 2 of them's in your division.
2 in your division. Shit, they might not be the best. Cleveland might be better than them this year. I'm saying that laughing in my brain, but realistically, they might be.
Yes. And that's and we haven't even touched this. We didn't talk about LA, the Chargers. We haven't talked about Houston. So I mean, dude, you cannot tell me that what I saw last year with the Jets, where he had more weapons, and the line was iffy, and this line he's going to now, I don't know. But
good luck, man. I don't want Mike T to lose a job like this, bro. But I don't feel optimistic about the Steelers at all, dog. At all. I just don't even see it, bro.
No. And here's the thing that my friend tells me all the time.
What's your friend tell you?
He says, don't discount the Tomlin effect. When you discount Tomlin, you're like, they won't make the playoffs. They'll make the playoffs. And he'll make the playoffs every year.
I guess you're right.
What they do in the playoffs. That's what I'm saying, though. What they do in the playoffs? Nah. Buffalo, KC, Ravens, Chargers, Houston, and then maybe Miami. I don't know about Miami, man.
And I think about it, I'm not trying to be funny. Think about Rusty saying Miami is better if Tua never gets hurt like he did last year. Yeah. Miami is a team that I think you can seriously consider if Tua stays healthy.
What are you talking about? He has no friends. He is lying. I have friends.
Well, I got friends in places. Okay, sorry.
And it's low places. And thank you.
Well, right now it's lonely.
The Tomlin effect. The effect that Tomlin has to say, oh, we won't make the playoffs. Yeah, guess what? They made it again. Don't even know why.
That's what I messed up on tonight. All right, never mind. The Paul George effect.
I saw that. I actually read that. It's a very
I wanted to talk about it. I forgot. My bad.
It's an interesting read. Their defense is soft. Okay, their defense is soft. They'll make the playoffs though. I guess it's talking about Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh with TJ Watt and Hayward. They're not soft. They are. And Minka Fitzpatrick. Come on, Sherman. You're tripping, bro.
I don't know. Let's see. The thing is, there are only 3 or 4 real Super Bowl contenders. Tampa is a playoff contender.
Dark horse,
I just
baby.
see them winning the Super Bowl, but I would take what they have now versus what they had before. Yeah, facts. Their defense is the issue. Nah, their defense is not the issue.
It's not what it was. Though. It has fallen off some, but it's gonna be
but it's not trash and it's not that bad. I would bet more on the defense than I would the offense. Let's go to the next one. Okay, Derek Carr decides to retire so he doesn't get a free payday from the Saints. Good for them. Good for both of them.
Dumbass.
Eh.
But no, at the end of the day, I don't know reason I put this on here. At the end of the day, when it all comes to everybody's like, well, damn, why did he abruptly retire? He said because he just didn't feel right sitting around rehab and doing something wrong with the shoulder, taking all the money.
That's great.
That is very honorable of you.
That's great. He's listen, he's been getting paid for doing nothing for a very long time.
Damn, that's when I wish I had the gun working.
He's good. He's good.
Yeah, Drew. I mean, what he's getting for what he would have gotten, I mean, I'm still not mad at that. But okay. I was gonna say it from my old hell, and I'll just say it right now. Do you know how many guys I know that would be like, they was gonna ride this out and be on IR the whole year, just collecting all they could off of it. Now is it jacked up? Yeah, but shit, the owners make money off you, or right before that payday, they cut you, ask you to restructure your guaranteed money so it can save them. Yeah. So when you get a chance to stick it to the man, stick it to the man.
I hear you, stick it to them, but hey, you know what? They need all the money they can get because they ain't got much. So,
you know what you made me say on that?
What? What did it make you say?
Oh, hell no! 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 Oh, hell no!
Oh, hell no.
That's right. This is the part of the podcast where we see things around the world sometimes that make us say, oh, hell no. Game.
Hey, man. Yeah. Derek Carr for having integrity. Oh, hell no. I'm just playing. That was very, very big of you, D. Carr.
That's cool.
That was very, very big of you, man. That's cool. Me, honestly, because I really want to dive into what you picked for yours. I want to talk about that. That's crazy. But to me, the New York Knicks going in and overreacting, I think, and firing Tibbs. I don't think Thibodeau should have been fired. I think the Knicks get an old hell no for overreacting.
Fighting.
Hey, Sherm, I saw that graphic on my computer. I don't know what I did to pull up, like, get some old stuff I was searching. And that Fighting Artichoke mascot was right there on my desktop. And I was like, damn, that's a mascot for real, dog.
That's a real mascot. Yes. It's a real mascot. It's awesome. I think it's South Delta University or something like that.
The Fighting Artichokes?
No. That's not it.
Okra?
Yeah, those are the Fighting Okra.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Artichoke is Scottsdale Community College in Arizona. Sorry. It's okay. Hey, the Sherm is just randomly. Hey, dog, Sherm, you gotta chill out, dog. And J-Stogs is pulling this shit up. That's what's funny. Hey, the purple cows too, J-Stogs. Don't forget about the purple cows.
I can't forget about the purple cows.
Hey, man, any of y'all missed it, go back and check out our top 5 worst college mascots. I was the top 5 and oh hell nah. Hugh, what's happening, man? Welcome, man.
I'm sorry, go ahead, man. Woo. Oh.
Hey, Bill Belichick flames out in North Carolina. He breaks up with his
so then leaves by November.
Damn, by November? I give him a whole season. They did just change his buyout, though. That was something that could have been worth talking about, but hey, man, shit happened during the week and keep moving. And I was like,
Yeah. Scottsdale Community College, baby. Fighting Artichokes. Let's go. Let's get it, man. So what do you want to talk about? Because we can talk about the one that I had, because that makes no sense what this dude just
I think you need to talk about it. I said mine. Tim being fired is really my old hell now. Just the Knicks overreacted. They messed up. I think it's going to set them back even further next year, and I think they'll regret it. Go ahead. Unless they get Michael Malone.
Probably one of the coaches college coaches that has the most punchable face in the history of ever. Ryan Day.
Let me laugh every time you say it. When I seen he just was like.
And that beard, oh my God, bro. Just let it go. I get it. Either cut it all off.
No.
It's nah. Like he sprays that on. He
Hey,
spray
that's
paints
my
that
cue.
on, man.
That's my cue. Y'all ever in Texas, check him out.
I guess.
And Plano.
But this dude has decided to say that the Big Ten deserves not one, not two, not three, 4 spots in the CFP when they expand to 16 teams. What is this dude talking about? They deserve because they expanded their league and they have tough teams that they play and blah blah. And then he goes off to say, well, the Big 10 and the SEC, they should get 4 teams each, automatic bids. And then the Big 12 and ACC should get 2. And then you can get some at-large bids, like 1 or 2. Bro, stop it. What are you doing? What are you doing?
He's dead serious too, though. That's the thing that's crazy about it, man.
And that's why he has the most punchable face in all of college football, bro. Because he says stuff like this, the most punchable face. The most.
Man, you made me want to put a picture up of that dude, man.
I'll find it.
I wish I had a picture I could just share real quick, bro. I don't.
Hey, you just put in Ohio State and there's his face.
No, I know. My damn computer just so slow, man. It was like.
I'm just saying, man. We say not as bad as Brett Bellamy. Now
Bielema?
Yeah, Bielema.
Is he still in Illinois?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, he should be.
Bielema look like he will fuck a buffet up.
I'm okay with him. It's day, nah, man. It's that. Nope. He has a punchable face, especially when you say stuff like that. No, Ohio State and the Big Ten, they don't deserve 4 automatic bids. Okay, they don't deserve it.
You don't think they're that good? Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon, UW. I mean, they fell off this year. 2 years ago, they Michael Penix was doing this all over the field. All right, my bad.
Here's what makes college football. I swear, this is what makes NCAA so great. Is the fact that it really is it should be year by year by year. Okay. Yes, you have blue bloods. Yes, you have programs that will have more. We can say je ne sais quoi, if you will. That's a big word there. Like your Notre Dames are going to be there, even though they're not in any division any conference. Usually your Texases, your Ohio's, your even Virginia Tech still gets a look here and there every now and again. Every now and again, like, oh, look, they won 2 games in a row. Oh, they lost the next 3. So I'm
sorry when you say that. They won 5 or they lost the next 3.
I'm just saying. But no, it's just Big Ten will be there regardless. Yes, the Big Ten will. Look, win your championship. Win your Big Ten championship. And you have an automatic bid. And if you go to the committee and the committee says, hey, you know what? I'm looking at your strength of schedule, which Ohio really didn't have a strong strength of schedule. And that's why Punchable Face Day wants to have the Big Ten have all these automatic bids so he can make sure that his team, based on the fact that they're Ohio State, will get in automatically. Otherwise.
So you think that's all that was at the end of the day? He was trying to find a way to make sure Ohio State gets an automatic bid every year. They still got to go win games. They still got to go win games.
No, they don't. You can get beat by Michigan, Like every year he's been there, he's been beat by Michigan and still has made the playoffs. Odd, but it happens. So, and I think they actually had 2 losses this year, but it's okay.
Was it 2 or 1?
It was at least 1. I thought it was 2, but hey, you know what? Oh, good. It's it's punchable face day, bro. I'm saying. When you look at the SEC, name the top teams. Name the best teams in the SEC.
The best teams in the SEC.
Name the best teams in the SEC.
Bama, Texas, Ole Miss. I think you have to say Missouri has been ranked in the top 15, top 10.
Ooh, that's
A&M. A&M. And I think you still have to say LSU. They still have clout.
So I'm going to give you 4 of the ones that you said. I'm not going to give you that 5th.
We said Georgia, right? Did I not say Georgia?
No.
Well, excuse the shit out of me. Georgia's number 1.
5. Okay.
Georgia's number 1.
Yeah.
And then I'm going Texas, Bama, Ole Miss. I'll give my top.
Ole Miss is a push because I think you can switch either Ole Miss or Oklahoma.
Years. And they got somebody to replace Jackson Dart. I think Ole Miss is still, and then A&M I think still has to be up there.
I think you can interchange those. And here's my argument. You have 4 teams out of 16. I think they're in the SEC right now. Who knows how many are in there, but I think it's 16. In the Big Ten, you have 18 teams. Can you name the top teams in the Big Ten? How many are there?
Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon,
which came from Pac-12,
USC,
which came from the Pac-12.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna stop there.
So here's my argument.
Should I say Minnesota? Should I say Nebraska?
You shouldn't. So here's my argument.
I didn't mean to say Minnesota either. I really didn't. That shit I said, and I was, wait a minute, you didn't mean Minnesota, big dog. Michigan State's falling from great. Penn State. There you go. Thank you, Drew. Please forgive
Okay.
me. We know James Franklin's going to do what he does well. He's going to win, get to a point.
I'm not going to give you Purdue, and I'm not going to give you Cal. You need to stop it.
Sherman, Cal is in the ACC now. Just let's clear that up. And I hate that shit. The California Golden Bears are in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Yes.
Yeah, first Georgia, Penn State. But no, so the reality is, out of those 2 conferences.
Hey, Drew, it's been a long day.
Yeah,
I'm packing, bro. Been packing all day.
I hear you. Out of those 2 conferences, it's 34 teams. We've only named about 8 or 9 that we'd say, hey, those are top tier teams out of 34 teams. And that's only 2 conferences. Right? Mm-hmm. And so you still have Big 12 and you still have ACC, and ACC is down. Let's be realistic about that, okay?
Yeah, thank God for SMU trying to save them.
I mean, that's crazy.
And that
that's
recruiting
crazy
class
to
they
say.
had again this year.
Yeah.
Miami was down. Clemson was down. Okay.
Yeah.
You need them. Duke pump faked everybody 2 years ago.
Yeah, he did.
You got many years. Now they can't win a game.
You know, and hopefully they got, the young old tandem down there in Carolina. Maybe they can do something. I don't know. Hopefully Bill and an old girl can fire up the troops. But no, man, you're not going to sit here and tell me that out of all those teams that we haven't even mentioned that are still left in different conferences, and we haven't even talked about the non-power teams, because BYU always seems to be in the mix for some reason.
Well, they're in the Big 12 now.
They are in the Big 12.
Notre Dame's the only non-conference school that's going to be.
Yeah.
Which now, though, with the new rule, they will be able to get a bye.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
No, I'm down with it. So this is why that statement makes me say, oh, hell no. First of all, it's who it's coming from. That's number 1.
Sherm said he going to Google. He does not believe me about Cal.
Yeah.
Stanford is in the ACC as well, Sherm.
Yeah.
Stanford and Cal were left out of the Big Ten thing. They didn't want to stay in the Pac-12. So with Oregon State and Washington State, so they wouldn't join the ACC. They wanted to go find a home and get some of that TV money out of the ACC.
Yeah. Yeah. And ASU and Arizona, I think they went Big 12?
They're Big 12, yeah.
Yeah. They went Big
Good
12.
move for them. Not bad move for them.
Oh, no.
Big 12 is a decent conference, man.
I like Big 12 is a good conference. I think you have some really good really good teams and programs there. Some good rivalries that have now come back. Kind of sad that some left. I think you could have really had some big things, but I understand you had to move to SEC because that's where everybody is watching.
Well, I think, Texas and Oklahoma had to take the money train.
Oh, yeah.
Money talk. Texas transitioned well and will be fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, they invited Jackson to a camp last weekend, and those facilities, dude.
Yeah.
Bruh, unreal.
Yeah.
Texas not gonna have a hard time recruiting anyone.
No, not at all. And Big 12 they have a great basketball conference. Friendly fire over in football, but it is what it is. SEC can argue the same point, I guess you could say.
Well, outside of your top six, then the SEC has a decline because you look at how many teams they got in bowl games this year. Shit was ridiculous. They the only team that was like beyond bad this year was Vanderbilt.
Yeah, but I mean, but you know how I feel about the bowl games anyway. So
I mean, I don't know why you don't like the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl where everybody go and learn how to get high.
Because all you have to be is 4-7, and you can go to the bowl game.
Oh man, it's 5-7.
Oh, my bad. Let me not discount that one win, that one more win for your losing record.
Yeah, it's annoying as hell, bro. I know. I got you.
You should not have a losing record going to a bowl. You did not win it.
I totally agree with you.
You don't deserve it. Let's go. Let's go to the finish.
Oh, yeah, it's that time of the show.
It's that time.
If I can find the video. My apologies.
It's time for the top 5. Who's in, who's out, what's in, what's out. Big Game Sports Buzz, top 5.
That's right. Some people have a top 100. Some have a top 50. Some have a top 25. Some have a top point guy have a top 10. You messed me up. Have a top 10, but not here at Big Game Sports Buzz. No. Top 5. Who's in, who's out, what's in, what's out tonight.
Hey man, we didn't talk about golf courses, man. Shit.
Okay, fine. Let's do top 5 golf courses.
Dark horses, not golf courses.
I can't hear nothing, man.
Hey man, I know the title says NFL dark horses, and so there's a description for anybody that's watching. Hey man, we'll touch on that next time. Check out my pewter.
Let's do NFL dark horses. No, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Top 5 NFL dark horses. I like that.
I have no idea. Go for it.
Well, you will after I tell you mine.
Yeah.
These are just some teams that I looked at, man, and it's funny because I think I got like all NFC teams on mine that I was going to talk about. Yeah, but sorry. I did a story the other day on Games Peter Perspective saying that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are really a 2025 Super Bowl dark horse, and I gave my reasons why. I'm not going to give that away because I want you to go check that story out. But then I just wanted to ask J-Stogs, who are some dark horses of this year? Because I think last year, if you look at it, the Commanders were that dark horse. I don't know if anybody talked about it at the beginning of the year. If they weren't a Commanders fan, if they said they did, they're probably lying to you. But these are teams that I think are legit dark horses going into the season. And first,
it's freaking us all out, Drew. It's freaking us all out. Okay, I don't want to say nothing, but it's freaking us all out. Yes, he's fancy now with his cameras, different angles.
Sorry, Drew. If I move the camera, auto adjust now, bro. I got to figure out how to set it. The Chicago Bears
I think the Bears addressing the offensive line. I think Caleb Williams will play better, and I think the better he plays, the better the Bears have a chance. That NFC North division is a lot better. So I think between the Lions, the Packers, the Bears will be better, and the Vikings aren't bad either. It's going to be tough. I think the Bears are dark horse. The Packers. I don't know if I should say dark horse. They were favored before. Jordan Love fell off a little bit at the end of the year. But I think the Packers are still a team that can play well enough that you have to be careful of, that can do it. A team that I want to give a little bit more credit to that I don't like to, I think the Atlanta Falcons. If those two pass rushers they draft, they can come through. Their secondary is kind of banged up. Don't know about Pitts. But I think the Falcons, if Penix plays well, may have a little bit to say about having a chance to do something. Maybe. And then I believe that
you can win.
Pete Carroll will help the Las Vegas Raiders be better. I don't know why. I just feel it. And I feel like Kansas City's coming to an end in the NFC, in the AFC West. I could be crazy. But my number one dark horse to go to the Super Bowl would be my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, you look what Baker Mayfield has done over the last 3 years in Tampa. The running back room with Bucky Irvin and Rashad White. The wide receiver room has to be the best receiver group in the NFL. We made it to the playoffs last year being depleted on defense. I mean, being depleted with injuries and still did well.
Caleb Williams is pledged to pay $1 per win this year.
Will he have all 10 painted? Is the question. Nah. Okay.
Does that include his toes if he gets more than 10? I'm just asking.
Asking for a friend?
I'm asking for a friend. Vontae David mascotted Travis Kelce before Taylor Swift. Oh.
Wow. Oh, yeah, this camera is moving. That's kind of crazy, bro.
It's been doing that. It's been making me sick. Okay.
Yeah, Sherm. The Niners, your Niners, if McCaffrey don't come back healthy and play a long time, they're done.
Stick a fork. Hey, let's get to this. I agree with you, Packers. And it's kind of funny to say the Packers are a dark horse, but I think in the NFC, there's a lot going on there. They are, to me, a dark horse. I think Washington also is a dark horse, and you can say they're not. They were at the NFC Championship last year, but I don't think people still believe in them.
You think they're going to have a hangover this year?
It's possible, okay. but I think they're a dark horse, though. I still think they are. Man, I think Houston is one. They had a fall off last year, but I really like what they're doing. I think they just stay consistent. They're going to get that defense together, and they're going to help CJ with that line. If they can help him with that line, I think they got a really good chance.
I don't think they're a dark horse, though. I think they were supposed to be a little bit better this past year, and they weren't. So I think people expect them to be competitors. And look, let's not the AFC South, bro. That is trash division. We're talking about the NFC South. The AFC South. The Jaguars, the Colts, the Texans, and the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but I'm talking about winning the Super Bowl. Now, can they get out of the AFC? Nah, it's going to be tough.
Mm-hmm. They're a light dark horse.
Okay. They light-skinned it. Excuse me. That choked me up. Vegas. I agree with you. I think Vegas is a dark horse. I like what they're doing. I think they have some pieces there. They got a coach that believes in the quarterback that has coached them up to this point. And so I'm very interested to see what they're going to do there in Vegas. And then finally, the Natty. The Natty is my number one dark horse. And some people may say, oh, well, they were there not too long ago. Man, it's been tough. It has been tough for them kind of moving forward to see what they're going to do. And I think this is a year that that old boy needs to show up. He's gonna have to do something. Or I think it's gonna be.
Joey B.
Yeah, Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is gonna have to really step up. They went out. They spent money. Cincinnati does not spend money. They went out and they spent money on both the receivers, and they got some defensive help.
But they don't want to pay the guy that led the league in sacks last year. It's a problem.
Okay, yes, only so much money. But yeah, that's my list. I think it's going to be an interesting year, to say the least.
Facts.
But I'm ready for it. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a great year, just because of all the drama, all the storylines.
Save the drama for your mama. Sorry, man.
Okay, sorry, not sorry, but it's all good. That's If they can keep the other team from under 37, they got a good chance to win. And that's crazy to say.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Do the thing. Because when I do it, it's always like jumbled up. So I'm gonna let you just do it.
What are you talking about, man?
I'm gonna let you end us.
Oh. Hey, man, I want to say, for the Buff Nerd J-Stogs, I'm your boy Big Game James. You've been watching Big Game Sports Buzz on the BGSE Network. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And please make sure you like, subscribe, smash that bell so you know every time that we're dropping brand new content. Y'all make sure to check out the other podcasts on the network. You got Two Birds, One Show, the Buff Nerd Podcast, not Blurtitude, Buff Nerd Podcast, and Games Pewter Perspective. And then also you got Man Cave Express with my man A Reed. So for the Buff Nerd J-Stogs, I'm your boy Big Game James.
Let's go.
Thank you so much. Hey, and buy us a coffee on your way out. Until next time, peace.
Who you know that got it behind the scenes, like behind the O-line, soon as the QB say hype. It's big game, big game. Analysis from the player's point of view. Injuries, big trades, player news. Yeah.